E3? More like P3. Why the fuck is no one talking about ARMS 2? Why can't Metroid crawl? Are we at that stage of capitalist dystopia that we can make an NFT of Devolver Digital's NFT joke? Also, I'm just gonna keep this cold open in so I can put NFT into my video tag. Among Us. E3 was certainly a thing that happened this year. I like making videos that have a technical focus, but the whole point of this event is news and reveals, so there's not gonna be much that I can plan. Like, how was anyone supposed to know that they were gonna straight up murk Captain Falcon live on screen? Okay, well, most people didn't know, but whatever. I want to put this video out while it's at least somewhat relevant, so this is gonna be off the cuff, not too much thinking. So let's start with some of my reactions to E3. Neat. Epic. Space. What? I can't believe you've done this. Haha. Chaos. More space. Watch my Twitch at twitch.tv/IsaacStarDown. It's like this, but with less energy, and normally I'm just drawing. Sometimes I game, but most of the time it's just me having a casual existential crisis while drawing. Like, comment, subscribe. Even more space? Okay, cool. I've got the gist of my feelings on E3 out. How long is this video now? Fuck. Goddamn, how do people do reaction videos? Even when I'm incredibly impassioned, my reactions are still pretty tepid. I don't need to be all wow poggers about it. I'm just here to have a good time. In general, I'm not the most enthused about the Electronics Enderman Expo. I'm definitely interested in the news, but I go in pretty head empty and just wait for some pleasant surprises. The only thing I ever really want each year is a Mega Man Battle Network remaster or sequel, and that's not happening, so my expectations are pretty low. On top of that, there's things about the program that I don't care much for. Part of the issue is a heavy reliance on cinematic trailers. Why are we just watching Avatar 2? This movie made $1 billion 5 trillion years ago. We know what the world's about. And aside from me assuming that it'll be a third-person experience, maybe? There really isn't much to go off of for what this game might actually be. It could be an Uncharted-like, or a Star Wars Battlefront-like. We really don't know. Sometimes they can do a funny thing and it works. Or the game is so early in development I'm not gonna get hung up on a cinematic trailer, so it's fine. But as someone who really cares about why I push buttons, I'm generally left unsatisfied by a lot of these trailers. Also, why are we getting an Avatar game in current year? And why did Ubisoft think it was the best way to end their show? There's a disconnect between what the gaming community wants and what publishers and developers feel they should show. And not just in cinematic trailers, but in the presentations themselves. Now, to be fair, COVID definitely played a role in this issue. Time allotted to a lot of these presentations was just too much. There aren't devs walking on stage and doing spiels trying to work an audience in video games. No Keanu Reeves, no Ikumi Nakamura's, no bodies are ready. Now there are gaps in the program's pacing, and let me tell you, as someone who worked in live broadcasting, trying to fill just even 20 seconds of airtime is incredibly difficult. So if a company buys an hour's worth of time, they need to provide an hour's worth of content, even if it's bad content. These companies feel like kids going up to the front of the class to do a 10-minute presentation, but can only talk for 2 minutes. So after they say anything of real value, it's just BS and pain, and E3 doesn't have to be like that. Look, shorter, more concise info is always better. But even if COVID didn't force us to stay indoors for the last year and a half, it's not like the industry has been all that in tune with what makes these games great in the first place. We can name drop the fancy tech words like ray tracing and teraflops, but without any actual game experience to back them up, it's about as meaningful as saying synergy in Silicon Valley. And I think for a while, that was my perspective of what I wanted E3 to move away from. Don't get me wrong, I still want presentations that are about things that are more tangible than the future of gaming, but I'm coming around to liking the fact that E3 kinda sucks. It's great in the same way the live action Death Note is fantastic. It's best watched with some friends while just cracking jokes. And that's what I've realized is my favorite part of E3, the camaraderie. A friend popped into stream and we joked about Elden Ring's never actually becoming real, and then it was finally talked about. By the way, watch my stream and Kengar's, links to both down below. But yeah, hopping into a streamer's Twitch chat, or just watching the PC gaming show or Nintendo Direct in a private call, those are my favorite parts of the experience. Not to say the games were bad or only good in an ironic way. I had a great time watching Nintendo and Devolver into wholesome games for the content itself. Breath of the Wild 2, Kazuya's Smash Ultimate reveal, the Among Us development roadmap, there were definitely things I liked about the show. But these goobers specifically were more aware of who they were presenting to, and the show was better for it. By the way, with E3's weird decline, some groups like EA and Microsoft don't present anymore, and while that's a big stinky bummer, I think it's great that these smaller voices like Wholesome Games now have a space to speak. Regardless, if more companies step away or even just do shorter presentations, I think it's entirely to everyone's benefit. I don't want E3 to go away, and I'm glad it was able to come back after last year. I just want it to be better, because when I try and watch the Electronic Endgame Elbow without the context of watching it with a community, this is probably the best way to articulate my thoughts.
When I watch E3, I wonder, like, am I a gamer? I spend so much time and money playing games, but then I watch something like E3 and I'm like, I don't think I'm a gamer.
And that's unfortunate, because games are fun, and I wouldn't have been making videos on the medium for 3 years if I didn't think it was exciting to talk about them. Anyways, those are my thoughts on E3. Kinda just rambled for a bit, but TLDR, I just want memes from my E3 experience, I guess, and maybe some actual game information if they're so willing to give it. I don't feel too moved by any of the trailers to do anything analytical or predictive this year. Not in a speculative mood right now, I guess. Maybe next year, who knows? Like, comment, subscribe to find out, and give us more Mega Man Battle Network, Capcom. Oh, hello, and thank you for watching my very late, very not trending E3 2021 reaction video. I reacted, that counts. Since we're here, let's just throw in some predictions for E3 2022, shall we? So we're going to be getting a prequel to Balan Wonderworld. We're also getting our sequel to TWEWY 2. I know it took like over a decade between TWEWY 1 and TWEWY 2, but that's just because they're making both at the same time. And Devolver Digital is actually just going to end up becoming a game. Well, anyways, those are my predictions, locking them in for 2022 E3. And I'll see you in the next video. And also, God, it's already 2021. We're halfway through it. What even is time? Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye-bye.